Hello, can I tell you a story? I hope so, because it's story time. And I'm going to invite you to get extremely comfortable with all the cushions, all the cups of tea, all the glasses of wine, all the favourite chairs. All the favourite chairs. You could probably sit in musical chairs. Sit in a new one every 5 minutes. You'll get in about 2. This story's not that long. Anyway, while you're taking a moment to gather all the chairs and get comfortable, I will tell you that this podcast and all of these stories are supported by patrons. So if you like these stories and you would like to offer something back and support the stories that become a patron, make me extremely happy, you can do that on patreon.com/can I tell you a story. And you will receive bonus stories. You can read more about that and all the other things on the site. And now, let's begin. The wind blows drifts of crumpled paper like miniature tumbleweeds. They collect in puddles, weighed down by water. They stick in the undergrowth, stopped by the roots of trees. Look closer. The paper has been scrunched, just so, designed to catch the breeze, to travel with it over distance. Look again, that one, by the empty chip packet, discarded by an absent hand. Hints of iridescent ink beckon and the paper demands to be picked up, smoothed out, and so I do. It's not an advertisement for lawn mowing or a new fish and chip shop. It's a ticket. There's a tent drawn on it, a circus tent, striped and pointed. The tent flap open, revealing an eye, a hazel eye, flecked with gold and green. The eye looks at me, and it might have blinked when I blinked, but I can't be sure. There are words on the ticket. Tonight, it says. One night only. Admit one. There's no address. The drizzle stops and turns to fog, and the light fades as evening comes. And it's then that the ticket changes. On the back, lines appear. Faint at first, but they darken into streets. It's a map. In the centre, the tent beckons. I follow the map, tracing the roads with my feet, until I can see a field ringed in lights in the distance, eerie in the fog. Someone falls into step beside me, walking the same way. A man, wearing a red coat, holding a black umbrella above his head and a hat under his arm. I want to start a conversation, but I don't know how to begin. Names feel too heavy in my mouth right now. I don't care how his day was, or what he does for work. Before I can think of something to speak into the silence, he's talking, and it takes me a breath or two for the words to filter in. The way he talks is like listening to birds. The sound is nice, even without the meaning. What are you afraid of? He's asking. And I think, damn, that's a good question, but I don't want to tell him. I want to say, I'm not afraid of anything. He takes my silence for my answer and smiles like he doesn't believe me. I brought you a cyclone, he says, and he hands it to me. I thank him, frowning a little to show that I'm accepting the gift with gravity. And I put it in my pocket. It turns my pocket lint into a felted hair, poised for flight. I say, you were expecting to meet me then, bringing a gift. And then it's his turn to lie, to demur, or to stay quiet. But instead he says yes, I was. Who are you? I say, finally, a question of my own. I don't know, he says. Isn't that wonderful? And we keep walking into the mist, towards the circus lights. We see other figures in 1s and 2s, never 3, walking towards the gate. It's a gate that's always open, a gap in the fence that can never be closed. It reminds me a little of the man walking beside me. It has that same feeling of openness that feels like it's never closed. We cross the threshold from outside to inside, under strings of lights that make the fog glow and the shadows dance. The hair leaps from my pocket and runs, and I'm compelled to follow. I think the man raises a hand behind me, or perhaps he smiles or starts to say something else that's true. Goodbye, or enjoy the night, or maybe I'll see you later. If he does, I don't hear him. I'm chasing the hair into the mist, the lights hazed and dreamy. The hair runs, past a fortune-teller's tent, looming out of the fog. The woman sitting outside it has eyes like the eye on the ticket I found, eyes that only blink when I blink. The hare runs, past a sideshow game of painted clown faces with surprised mouths, shaking their heads. No. I run on. Behind me, the sound of wooden balls hitting their cheeks and foreheads. The victory cry when one of them swallows a ball. And I wonder who the real victor is then, the thrower or the clown. The hare runs. The hare runs, past a woman in a gathered red apron, stooping to hand a stick wound with fairy floss, half again as large as the child she passes it to. The child's eyes see nothing but the mountain of sugar, and their mouth is sticky with it as they take the first bite, floss dissolving on their tongue. The hare runs, past a Ferris wheel, the heights of it lost in the mist. Every seat is taken, shadowy figures trading secrets as they spin. The hare runs, until finally it disappears into a hall of mirrors. The reflections are disorienting. Fragments of myself bounce around the tent, caught, thrown, and caught and thrown again. The mirrors are all sizes, haphazard and helter-skelter. Mirrors in freestanding frames, mirrors hanging from beams, mirrors leaning on the canvas walls and seeming to breathe as the tent shifts with the breeze. I look in the mirror closest to me, expecting to be distorted in a humorous way, perhaps a tiny body with an enormous head. What I see instead is myself, but my face looks wrong, and it's not moving when I move. Slowly, my real face mirrors the mirror face, and I feel what she's feeling. I recognize the sensation of my chest caving in so it's harder to breathe, thoughts mired in a steadfast commitment to doubt. I try to read my own lips. Yes, but, my mirror self says to someone I can't see. Yes, but. I recognize the moment. It's me this morning, red-eyed on the couch, because I can't conceive of a world in which my dreams become real. Seeking commiseration, not encouragement, because I know I don't have what it takes. A bell rings outside the tent, somebody winning a game with the strongman's hammer, but I can't look away from the mirror. In it, my shoulders are slumped forward and my mirror eyes look down. There's a residency in Paris that I won't apply for, because they would never accept me. My art is too weird, or it's not weird enough, or it's not avant-garde, or making enough of a statement about current affairs, or whatever they look for these days. I don't have the money and flights are expensive. My passport's expired. And what about work? I can't take that much time off. My houseplants will all wither and die if I don't stay here and water them. I will wither and die if I don't stay here and water them. Yes, but, my mirror self is still saying, to the friend who's trying to talk me into it. Yes, but. It's different, watching from the outside. I don't like it. I want to reach through the mirror and shake that mirror self, make her try, take a risk, take a chance for once in her miserable life, because now I can see what she's doing. I do it myself, of course I do. I was there this morning, insisting there's no point in trying to have what I dearly want, that it's better to live internally anticipating disappointment than to face disappointment. I wonder how that ever made sense. Yes, but that mirror me, all her deflections dissolve as I watch her, but she's unreachable, and the glass is cold under my hand when I reach out to touch it. I look for something to throw. She has to look up. I need her to look up, to see that she's wrong, that she should try, that she's giving herself everything she doesn't want by refusing to reach for the stars. The floor of the tent is rough wooden boards and no stones. Out of the corner of my eye I see movement. The hare. I tear myself away from the mirror and take a step towards it, but the hare is too fast, and it vanishes behind another mirror, and the new mirror is no better than the last. I look angry, frustrated. My face is flushed and my eyes are hard. I step from side to side, and so does me in the mirror, and slowly it dawns on me that this mirror is showing me as I am right now, full of judgment, feeling superior now that I know best. But didn't I know best this morning, too? My throat feels thick, and I start to feel guilty, wishing I could crawl out of my own skin. I turn away from the mirror in front of me, trying to find the other me, the mirror from before. Perhaps I could help her be what she's not. Perhaps it's not too late for her to be saved from herself. I can't find her. I spin in the hall of mirrors, and all the mirrors show me, frantically trying to find myself. I stop at a small mirror with a white frame, hanging from a beam, disappearing up into the dim reaches of the tent, face to face with myself. My mirror self winks at me. I reach up and touch my own eye, unsure if I winked when she did. She mirrors me and gives nothing away. The hair appears at my feet, and I jump. It looks at me, and I take a step towards it, mirror self forgotten. You got me into this mess, I tell it. Its whiskers twitch, and it turns and leaps for the exit, and I follow, suddenly claustrophobic in the reflected daze. I step out into the night, and the damp fog hits my face. The feeling of mist on my cheeks makes me want to cry, but I don't, because standing by the exit is the man with the red coat and the black umbrella, his hat still under his arm. I lost you, he says. It's your fault, I tell him. If you hadn't given me a cyclone, none of this would have happened. The hair is at my feet, and it scratches its ear with a hind paw, body shuddering, eyes rolled back and half closed. I'm not sorry, says the man. I frown. What is this place? I wonder why I hadn't thought to ask that question before. It's my circus, he says. I guess you could say I'm the ringmaster, although this circus doesn't have a ring. Everyone here is the act they came to see. Did you like your act? No, I say. I didn't like it at all. So change it, he says, like it was that simple. It's that simple, he says, and I wonder if he's reading my mind. I'm not, he says, and offers me the arm that's not holding his hat. Come on, I'll buy you some roasted chestnuts. The circus doesn't close for hours yet. Now you've seen what you came to see, you can see everything else. I hesitate, and I think about my mirror self, refusing to look or to try. And I think about my mirror self, angry and sure she knows best. And I think about my mirror self, determined to swoop in and save me from myself. And I think about the blinking ticket and its magic map. And I think about the cyclone hair. And I think about the words the man had just spoken. Change it. It's that simple. Okay, I say, and I take his arm and he smiles, and we both walk into the fog. Thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this story, and if you did, and you want more stories, perhaps you would like to become a patron. Patrons receive bonus stories, and there are piles of bonus stories waiting for you already. Can you believe we've been doing this for over a year? Amazing. And there are other things there as well, which you can find out more about on patreon.com/Can I Tell You a Story. Till next time, if you don't like your act, change it. It's that simple.